And we're live. Hey everybody, welcome into the Flippin Hippos YouTube channel. I am Star, the Flippin Hippo, and today is Sunday, June 30th. Today is the last day of June and the last day of our second quarter, right? Yeah. So it's the end of the quarter, last day of June, last day of the quarter. If you guys have forgotten or haven't yet, make sure that you go and use the coupon you get from eBay, your subscription coupon for your $50 or $25, whatever you get with your subscription. Make sure you go use those coupons tonight and order your free eBay branded supplies before your coupon expires. And if you're anything like me, set your alarm to wake up tomorrow and reorder again and go ahead and use your third quarter coupon on the first day of the quarter and stock up on supplies. It doesn't hurt to have extra, and that way you don't forget to use your coupon codes. But tomorrow is a brand new month. Tomorrow starts July. And I am a full-fledged believer that the weekend of July 4th is when the summer slump starts to come up again. That summer slowdown will start to come up. It's not going to be mega. It's not going to be fourth quarter. It's not going to be Christmas time. But we have found in the past years that the 4th of July weekend is typically a very, very good weekend for us. It's 4 days of sales that we ship out. And it's, other than Memorial Day, typically our biggest weekend of the year. And then things start to go up from there as we get towards back to school. Let me see who's in the chat. Nathan is here, or maybe he's still feeding his dog, but hi Nathan. Robert's here. Sydney, hi. Rhonda and Amelia, Heather, Vicky, welcome in. Hi Lisa, Melanie, Donatella, hi hun. Anne, and Shelly's here, hi. I'm so glad to see you. Yes, Mom, I'll put the scissors down. 150 for the Anchor Store. Thank you, Robert. We get 50. And we have tape out the yin yang. We have an entire shelf full of tape, but I always feel like it's better to have extra than to run out, number one. And number two, use the coupon. It's there for you to use. You pay for your subscription. Use it. Get some free supplies. And if you have too much tape or too much tissue paper or too many eBay branded poly bags, y'all can sell them in your own store. You can make some money. So just don't forget to use them. Faith Fairy, hey, welcome in. Nice to see you. And Bill and David are here. Glad you guys are here. I'm about to open your package. Hello from Alabama. Blee, Dizzle, Smart, and Savvy Gal, and Paul. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Before we jump into tonight's topic, I have two presents I'm going to open. Oh, Faith, you are so sweet. Thank you. That's so nice of you to say. Before I open these gifts, I'm going to show you some things. We went out to dinner with Keith's sister and dad and brother-in-law for his sister's birthday. And she had gone to Ireland recently with part of getting her master's degree. And she brought this back for me. Isn't it cute? It's a cookie. These are only available in the UK as far as I know. I've never seen them here. But it's a little, it says biscuit, because I guess that's what they call cookies in the UK. And it is a little hippo cookie. Isn't it cute? And this came all the way from Ireland. So I'm very happy. I will never eat this. It's going to go on my hippo shelf. And then she brought me this hippo size root beer. Isn't that cute? So that will also go on the shelf. And then she had gone up to Canada with their dad to do some fishing. And these will be eaten. She brought us actual maple sugar candy from Canada. And from what I understand, the maple candy from Canada is supposed to be really amazing. Really good. Of course, everyone knows they have the best maple syrup up there. So we're going to go ahead and eat these. Yeah, the little hippo cookie, I can't stand it. I saw, somebody tagged me once on these, like a picture of them. And they have chocolate ones too. and I'm so excited to have one. He's so cute. So this pink package is from Vicky, Pink Panther of Katie Zilverberg and Vicky, if you know those two wonderful ladies. I did receive this in our post office box this week, and I did get up with Vicky and let her know I was opening it tonight. However, she and Katie are in San Francisco right now. eBay is having a huge pride parade and shindig out there that the girls are attending. So I'm going to open it without them being present, but they'll be able to watch the replay. And they're having an amazing time. If you guys, any of you follow Katie and Vicky on social media, Vicky had on these rainbow eyelashes and rainbow tutu for the pride parade. It was so cute. This little guy has your name all over him, XO Vicky. And of course, this came from Katie and Vicky's house, so you see what that is. Talk about a good day. Katie Zilverberg loves tacos. Oh my goodness. He's a nerd hippo. How cute is that? Yes, Katie and Vicky are two of the most amazing people I have ever met. I absolutely adore both of them. Vicky and I really hit it off, though. We have a lot in common. The books we like to read, the movies we like to watch. I love both of them dearly, though. They're great people. But look! He's got glasses on. He's a nerd! I love my nerd hippo. You will fit right in with all the other hippos and nerds in the house. Katie and Vicky, when you watch the replay, thank you so, so much for him. I really, really like him. He is super cute. Alright, so this package is from Bill and David. And they are here to see me open it. There's David. Hi. So let's see what's in here. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm going to have to take this to Vegas to wear. Oh, this is so cool. Look at this, guys. Oh my god. Thank you so much. That is so awesome. This screams star. Let me turn it around. Got Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, and Spider-Man. This is awesome. Awesome. Super cool graphic tee with all my favorite characters on there. Yeah, I will definitely be packing this in the suitcase, and I will wear this in Vegas. Thank you, Bill and David. This is so cool. This just screams me. This is totally me. I love it. So that will be one of my Vegas t-shirts. I'll get to bring this here. Thank you, guys. Sydney says, yes, I love it. I know. Keith will be jealous. It's a good thing we don't wear the same size. He'd steal my shirt. So, I looked at the size tag. It should fit. If it doesn't, I'll knot it up on the side or tie it or tuck it in or something, because that is just an amazingly awesome t-shirt. All right, so let's jump into tonight's topic. So we're going to talk about some things that you guys can do to increase your profits, but not only your profits, your productivity. I kind of feel like there's been all week, this week, when I was peeking my head into different reselling groups and looking on Instagram and just having some conversations with some folks, I saw some things getting talked about, and I felt like I wanted to address these issues. We're going to talk about some things that are kind of controversial a little bit, but they're things that you should be doing. And I feel like a lot of people, with certain things, they drag their feet, and it's like they're unwilling to change or they're unwilling to try new things. And just, I just was making a list all week of things that I was seeing being discussed that I wanted to address with you guys. And instead of making, 5 separate pre-recorded videos, I thought, well, maybe I could hit all 5 of these things in one video. And then as I was, I make outlines and notes for all my videos. As I was doing that, I thought, well, this all just ties into all these things are going to make you more money or give you more time. And for us, time is money, and time management is so important, because if you manage your time well and you're being more productive and you're getting more tasks done every single day, you're going to make more money. So sometimes making more profits isn't just about what you're sourcing or what the BOLOs are or how much you're listing every day or what your average sale price is. Sometimes getting more profits is just being more productive. That old saying, work smarter, not harder. You gotta be able to be really productive. It's better to do, 10 things a day really well instead of floundering about and half-assing 20 things. Excuse my French. Sydney's gonna steal, because I am rooming with her in Vegas. She's gonna steal my shirt. Did someone say to close Facebook? I'm lost, Holly. I'm lost. Anyway, probably on the time management, but so yeah, there's just a bunch of things that I've been seeing talked about I want to address, and each of these kind of ties into, it's either going to make you more money or make you more productive. So the first thing I want to talk about is the auto assistant for unpaid items. I see this all the time, and it's just been prevalent this week. I guess I've seen it more and more this week. People, you can turn on instant payment or whatever it is on eBay. You can make people pay right away. But if you have best offers or you do auctions or anything like that, they don't have to pay immediately. Immediate payment is probably the word I was looking for. So they don't have to pay. And then it just sits there, right? And I see all the time, over and over again, in so many different groups, people spend so much time stressing about unpaid items, so much time talking about them. I have gum in my mouth, and I'm going to spit it out. Sorry. I just realized I still have gum in my mouth. It's probably not good for video. So they spend all this time stressing and talking about it and writing about it and sending an invoice and sending a reminder and sending a message to the buyer. And that, to me, is all just one big fat waste of time. Why send them extra invoices or extra messages? And you shouldn't be opening the unpaid item case yourself either, because that's also a waste of time. Now, let me put an asterisk on this. If you don't have a store subscription or you have that lowest basic store subscription, you can't do this. But if you have anything above that lowest tier store and above, you can set up your automatic assistant for unpaid items, and you choose when it opens. We have ours set for 48 hours. Why I like this is because I never think about it. I do not think about unpaid items. I do not care about them. I do not waste time on them. I do not stress about them. I do not send messages or extra invoices or anything like that to the buyer. If they buy it and they don't pay for it, it sits in the unpaid items, awaiting payment. And then 2 days later, the assistant automatically opens that case for me. I don't have to do anything. That case being opened will remind the buyer to pay. You don't have to do all that extra work. And if they see the unpaid item case open and it reminds them to pay, great, they pay and you ship it. And if they don't, in 5 days, the case will automatically close itself and send you a message that it closed, and then you can relist your item and get it back in the store and get it sold again. So it's just like a super, super easy way that so many people aren't taking advantage of to alleviate work and stress on yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't even have to think about it ever, except in the case where it goes the 5 days and then it gets automatically closed, and then you got to relist it, and that's it. So I feel like that's something I wanted to address because I see this talked about all the time. And it's just such a waste of time to send extra it's a waste of time to spend any time on it, literally. Nathan, thank you so much for the super chat, $1.43. Nathan says he doesn't want to bring anyone down, but he did a lot of unsubbing. I will be on this channel always with the others. That's sometimes you just got to do that in life, honestly. I am a big proponent of if there's things in your life that bring you down, get rid of them. We should all be surrounding ourselves every day only with things that bring us joy and make us happy. So thank you so much for your support, your continued support of the channel, Nathan. I appreciate it, and the super chat. And you had your dancing hippo. Yes, and Robert, that's a subtopic also. You guys can set up your auto feedback. And there was a huge thread in Jason Deason's group, if y'all are in his group, about feedback and people arguing about whether or not to leave it for the buyers. And that's kind of another thing I wanted to talk about. Why stress about that? Why sit down and waste your time? Sorry, but it is a waste of time because you can only leave positive for buyers, so it doesn't even matter. Feedback for buyers means absolutely hippo poop, okay? Means crap. You can only leave positive. So you can set it up to automatically leave it for them, and you can choose to have it as soon as they pay, it leaves it, or once they leave feedback for you, it will reciprocate and leave it for them. And that's something that you can set up to do automatically. And then you don't have to go through and do them individually or once a week or once a month like some people do them. If you just set them up to auto do, it does it. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to sit down and take time to do that either. There's just so many things that come with our stores. You guys, we pay for these stores. We pay for these subscriptions. And we're given tools that we can use, and we should be using them. If you don't have to ever leave feedback again or ever deal with an unpaid item case again, how much time is that going to free up in your life? Is that going to give you one more sourcing trip a week? Maybe 5 more items listed a week? 10 more photos taken? And utilize it. We pay for our store, so make sure you're using that coupon like I said at the beginning, and set up your auto feedback, set up your auto assistant. Utilize these tools that are given to us that you are paying for. Having a store isn't just to get X amount of listings and then 10 cents after or whatever. There's a lot that comes with it that you should be using. You should also have store categories. You should be using templates. These are all things that will make your life so much easier. And if anyone needs any more information about that, or would like me to do a video on it, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to do a video with a screen share and show you guys how to set up the auto assistant for the unpaid item cases. And then I think I already have a video maybe on how to do the automatic feedback. But just let me know if you guys ever, if I ever talk about something in a live show and you want more information, or you want me to delve into it deeper and make it, a video just about that topic, absolutely let me know. I'll be more than happy to do it for you guys. So let's move on to the next thing. Let me check the chat real quick. Yeah, Vicky, see that dress that was unpaid for 30 days could have already been back in your store and sold again. So the auto assistant is amazing. And the other thing I would like to say real quick, actually, before I move on, the auto assistant can actually be a blessing in disguise when a buyer gets mad at you for a case being opened, because you can blame eBay. You can blame the assistant. You guys know how I always say in my videos I do about customer service to always speak in third person and always blame your company. It's our company's policy that we don't offer partial refunds, or it's our company policy that we don't refund you till you return the item. Whenever you have that to fall back on, someone else to blame, like you're just an employee, you just work here. I just work here, man. I just work here. It can really diffuse people and quickly get an angry buyer to come down a notch. So when they, message you all angry, well, that's uncalled for. That's a little harsh. Why would you open it? You can say, we apologize. However, eBay's automated system opens that case after 48 hours out of our control. And then you can kind of diffuse that situation a little bit. Yeah, Shelly has set up all the automated stuff. It's great. Holly, you're a little late to the party. I mentioned that at the beginning, but yes, let's mention it one more time because I actually missed out on the first quarter. The first quarter coupon, I totally forgot. I remember actually coming on the day after, like the first day of second quarter, and telling you guys that I'm so upset because I forgot. So tomorrow I'm going to be using third quarter right away, so I get out of the way. Hey, Veranda Files, welcome in. And Donna and Dottie, thanks for joining us. Okay, so now we're going to move on to something else that I've seen a lot this week. So even though it's just yourself, you need to talk like there's a team. And I say that all the time. Even if you're a one-person business and you work in your basement, you always want to speak in the third person. You always want to say we, us, our company. You want to say warehouse, storehouse. You don't want to come off as somebody selling the used clothing out of their closet, out of their house. You want to sound like you're a business. The royal we. You always want to sound like you're a company. It diffuses people. First of all, it's more professional. It makes you sound really cool and professional. And I think it diffuses people. If they feel like you're a person and they're a person and they want to argue and you're speaking to them like you're a person, they're going to be more aggravated and kind of more argumentative. Whereas if it's a we, and this is our company policy, kind of diffuses them a little bit. So, I absolutely recommend always speaking like you are a huge company. Holly, no big deal. We can remind people of that all day long, so you don't end up not using them like I did. Okay, so the next thing, this is a really big deal. You've got to know what your shipping is going to cost before y'all list your items. Because if you're listing items, and this doesn't really count for first class, because if you're just selling something that's first class, it's going to be $4.50, $5 at the most, right? If it's like right at that 16 ounces. So if you're just listing t-shirts and swimsuits and, booty shorts or other small first class items, this isn't really pertaining to that. But if you are shipping items that are going to be above the dimensions of 12 by 12 by 12 or are over a pound, you need to know what you're shipping it in, how much it weighs, and what the dimensions are at the time of listing, and you need to put that into your listing. And you either need to charge calculated to your buyer or a flat rate to your buyer that you can live with. And remember, the farther it goes, the more it costs. Or you can build it into your price, but that gets kind of iffy because something going from Pittsburgh to New York is going to be vastly different than Pittsburgh to California. But regardless, you need to know what it weighs at the very least. So if you don't have a scale, oh my gosh, if you don't have a scale, I can't imagine why you wouldn't have a scale, I guess. If you don't have a scale, get a scale. That is like the most important thing. You need a scale, you need to be weighing your items, you need to know what's going on before you list. And this applies to Poshmark as well, because that label that they give you on Poshmark is only good up to 5 pounds. So if you sell a bundle to somebody and it comes out over 5 pounds, you're looking at spending more money for shipping. So pay attention to that. Always know if it's going to weigh more than 5 pounds. If you're about to accept the bundle on Poshmark and you know that those items are going to be more than 5 pounds, see if the buyer will break the bundle up into 2 to keep it under 5 pounds, and you can send them 2 packages. You can give them a shipping discount on the second one to, kind of offset. They're going to have to pay shipping twice now, but you can give them a discount. And then on eBay, it is so important because the last thing you want to do is list a huge plush, right? Let's say I listed Henry. Not really. Don't worry, Henry. You're never going anywhere. I love you. But let's say I listed Henry and he weighs over a pound and he's definitely over the dimensions, right? If I wasn't paying attention and I just listed him and I put him up for $40 free ship, something Henry size would cost like $69 to go to California. And that would not be a good surprise. So you've got to know what your shipping is going to cost. If you want to charge calculated, that's great. Calcedone is exactly right. You're going to have to look into other options if you're above. Hey, Kathy, welcome in. If you're above the dimensions, Vicky, you kind of do feel silly, but just feel like, kind of act like you're a customer service If you've ever worked in telemarketing or as a customer service rep, just pretend you're a customer service rep for your company. Like, I just work for the Hippo Hut. It's whatever. So, Chalcedony, back to that. You're going to have to sometimes think outside of the box. And if you do direct international, exactly, Robert, that can bite you in the butt big time. You can have your ass handed to you. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have a scale and you're not paying attention to what you're doing when you're listing, the mistakes can be so costly. So costly. And then you're either looking at canceling the order and getting a ding on your account against you, a mad buyer leaving you negative feedback, or selling Henry for $40 and paying $69 to ship them to California. So you just got to be very, very, very careful. You don't want any of these costly mistakes. What Keith and I did last week was we experimented a little bit, and I talked to Bill and David on the phone about this. We were kind of brainstorming together and trying to figure things out. So you know how when you go to ship, when you go to print the label, you can kind of play with it in the back end and change the dimensions and the weights and stuff. So I had a large plush that we were mailing out, and before we printed the label, Keith and I just kind of played with that on the back end and just did some what-if scenarios. This plush was going to California, so that's like worst case other than Hawaii for us. So we kind of played with the back end and changed the dimensions and changed the weights just to see what he would cost. So it was not a Bugs Bunny, I'm a liar. It was a dragon. I'm sorry. It was a classic toy company, really big dragon, but he weighed under a pound. So he shipped first class. We had a huge bag. He went into the bag. He weighed at first class, and he was $8, I think, $7 or $8 to California. He was like right at 16 ounces or whatever. That's what he actually went. But then we pretended that he weighed over a pound and put in the dimensions of this bag. It would have been $69. So the same bag, first class, was like $7. But if he had weighed over a pound, he would have been like $69 to ship to California. So then we put it on Parcel Select, and it was like $8 or $10. Then we looked at FedEx, it was like $8 or $10. And then there's always Pirate Ship if you need to look at that, and you can do the bag in the box and stuff like that. But just to show you guys, or give you guys a really good example, this large plush in the same bag, under a pound, goes from like $7 to ship all the way up to $69. Because those dimensional things don't kick in until it's a priority over a pound shipment. So just be very careful. You don't want to get yourself in a situation where you're looking at $69 to ship something and you didn't charge the buyer enough. And then on Poshmark, you want to pay attention to your bundles that you're accepting and make sure that they're under 5 pounds. Nathan, actually, like right before I came on, I was looking for your penguin. I think I found a dolphin from the same company. I'll post in the group after the show. Oh, that's really good. You guys should. That's really good. I'm reading Nathan's little store spiel. I like that. All right, so moving on. Here we go. Who's waiting for the magic words? The bullet journal. So you guys need to create a schedule, and you need to have routines. We work from home. Most of us work in our pajamas, probably. We have a very laid-back atmosphere. We work from home. And it's very, very easy to not have focus, to not get as much done as you can in a day, to not be as productive as you should be when you work from home. It's easy. I'm not going to say that 365 days of the year that I'm focused and productive. I force myself to be. I have a bullet journal. I have a very good schedule. I have very good routines. And I follow those even when I don't want to. The thing is if we all did only what we wanted to do all the time, I don't think any of us would be successful resellers. We'd probably just thrift a lot and buy a lot and then come home and lay around and watch Netflix and eat snacks. And we'd all be really fat, laying in our bed with chips and 12 cats or 10 dogs or whatever. And that's just it. If we only did the things that we want to do, we wouldn't do the things we need to do. So I can't tell you that I get up every day excited. I don't. I'm human. I'm just like you guys. There's just days where I just don't want to do it. I just don't. I don't want to make a video. I don't want to list. I don't want to take a picture. And I just, I don't want to be a reseller today. And then I pull out my bullet journal and I start going down my to-do list, and I force myself. And I'm not doing what I want to do, but I'm doing what I have to do, because this is a job. This is a job. We work from home in a very laid back atmosphere. We can do whatever we want to do, yeah, but you shouldn't always do what you want to do, because this is a job. So think about when you used to go outside of the house to work. Even on days when you woke up and you were tired and you had a headache and you were grouchy and you didn't want to go, you had to. You had to drag your butt into the shower. You had to get ready for the day. Vicky Vault donated $1.99. Thanks for the, as always, no BS talk. Thank you so much. There's your dancing hippo. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that. But yeah, when you had a job outside of the house and you didn't want to go, you had to. You got up in the morning, you felt like crap, you still had to get ready, you still had to commute, and you had to clock in when you got there, and whether you felt like doing your job or not that day, you had to do it, right? You have to think of this the same way. You are now your boss, and you don't really have a commute. That's the wonderful part. We can literally roll out of bed and walk into the next room. But you have to think of this as a job. When you get up in the morning, whether you want to do this or not, you have to do this. And that is why it is so important to have these schedules and these routines. Takes 30 days to create a good habit. I tell you guys that all the time. So if you force yourself to do something for 30 days, you will create a habit out of it, and it will become routine, and you can go on autopilot and pretty much do this thing. And then if you have a schedule every day or a to-do list every single day that you know you can work your way through, even on the days you're not feeling it, at some point you will start to feel it. That is the one difference between this and working outside of the house. When you worked outside of the house and you didn't want to be at work, or you didn't feel good, or you didn't want to be there, you just kind of dragged through the day until quitting time, and then you came home. I do find that with this job, on those days where I don't feel like it, about halfway through the day when I'm checking things off and I'm happily and successfully scratching things out and seeing how much I'm accomplishing, and I feel accomplished with each check mark or each scratch, and I can actually see what I've accomplished that day. About halfway through the day, I'm like, man, I can do this. I can do this. I may not feel good today. I may not feel like doing this today, but I can do it. Look at all the things I scratched out. So that's why it's so important. When you get in the routines, you just do them. You have a schedule. You make yourself follow it even when you don't want to. But it's also that human need to feel proud, to feel accomplished. With every check mark and every scratch, you're going to feel good about yourself because you've completed something. You have done something. And then I'm all about bribery too. So bribe yourself. If you have to, I bribe myself. No shame in my game. I bribe myself. If I really don't feel like doing photographs today, I will tell myself, if I take photos of 10 or 20 things, then I get to go read a chapter of my book, or I get to get 15 minutes on Facebook, or I'll go make an iced coffee, or stop for lunch and have a nice, lunch. Whatever you got to do. Bribe yourself. But this is a job. So you have to put in the work. You're not going to get rich quick. This isn't an overnight get a Lamborghini because I went thrifting one time kind of thing. This takes work. It takes a lot of hard work, and you have to put that work in. And if you don't have a schedule and you don't have a routine, you're not going to get as much done as you could. You're not going to be as productive as you could. You're going to kind of wake up each day and flutter around and try to figure out, well, what should I do today? What can I do today? What should I do next? But if you have a strict schedule, just like you did when you worked outside of the house, then you know. I mean, for instance, I can give you an example. Tomorrow's Monday, and I have a very strict schedule on Monday, because Monday is different from every other day of the week. We got the weekend shipping, And I do the what sold video at night versus doing a video during the day. So when I wake up on Monday morning, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I have that set. And then when I wake up Tuesday, it's a different day. It's different activities or different things. If you're really not into the bullet journal, which I think everyone should have one, at least get a notebook somewhere or get something on your phone that you can put a to-do list on. But have those schedules and make yourself do it. And this will help you get through your I don't want and your death piles as well. I did mention in my what sold video last week, I have a pile of women's dresses and shirts, and I just hate them. But, you know, we sourced them, we paid for them. Some of them I inherited from my friend. But they're sitting here, they're money. If they were in the store, they'd sell. So Tuesdays now is my official day. I have to spend an hour photographing those. And I get like 10 to 20 done, depending. And it's only Tuesdays, so that's how I look at it. It's the only day of the week. I have to do that. Mondays I work on my plush, which is exciting. Tuesdays is kind of blah. But yes, it is so important to have these schedules. Let me get caught up on the chat real quick, and then I'll move on to the next thing. Yeah, Sydney, exactly. So you guys know I talk about Fly Lady also. I say you guys should be following her because she is really good about creating routines and schedules as far as decluttering your house and self-care and stuff like that. Her thing is that you get up in the morning and you get dressed to your shoes first thing, and then your body knows it's time to get to work. Just like when we worked outside of the house, we got up, we took our shower. If you took your shower the night before or whatever, you do your hair, you do your makeup, you put your clothes on, you put your shoes on, and you go to work. It's a very good idea. Star is productive 364 days per year. I don't know about that. Shelly says putting clothes on puts her in business mode. Hey Mel, welcome in. Thank you. If we don't list and sell, we can't buy. Yep. Exactly. You gotta build your capital up, and aren't gonna have capital if you're not selling anything. And if you, I think I've said this to you guys a million times, tough love. If you're shopping more than you're listing, you are not a reseller. You're a shopper. You're a hoarder. Plaid Hatters Guild singing, I don't feel like doing anything. Holly says we're supposed to wear clothes. I will tell you that I do a good portion, a good chunk of my morning work in pajamas, honestly. But that's just my routine. I go and make a coffee, and then I have these routines that I go through to wake up my store and wake up the closet. I share the closet. I send out offers. I end and relist some things on eBay. And sometimes I'll do my listing too. And then I get my shower and get ready, and then I do my video and stuff. You just got to find what works for you. If you're someone that likes to sit around in your pajamas in bed and work, but you can be productive that way, by all means. If you're someone like me or Sid and you need to get up and act like you're going to work, do that. I kind of do half and half, I guess. Sydney Sydney goes to Starbucks to work. She leaves the house. So Sydney really treats this like a job. She gets up in the morning, she gets ready, she commutes. Starbucks is her office. If you're someone that needs that to think you're going to work, do that. Starbucks has free Wi-Fi, and if you buy one coffee, you can sit there all day and they don't care. Clothes are only a Tuesday thing. Clothes are only for an hour a day when I go to the post office. No, I'm kidding. This type of work is definitely not for the undisciplined, Shelley. Absolutely. If you cannot be self-motivated, if you cannot keep yourself on task, if you cannot keep yourself working, this isn't for you. Holly says, who needs to get out of bed? Yeah, see? So everyone's different. Holly shares her closet in bed. I know Casey has a little lap thing, and he works in bed. Keith lays in the bed and lists. I have to be at a desk. I have to be at a computer. If I'm in a bed, I feel like I should be napping or reading a book. I have to be sitting at a desk on a computer, but that's me. You got to find how you work best. Everyone is different. You got to find your thing and do it. Holly's in a troll mood today. I've noticed. Sydney and that new pink drink she's discovered. Donna says, Holly. Vicky still works outside the house, but I want to do this full time, but I'm worried about being alone too much. I don't have many friends or family. Vicky, I don't have any friends or family. I mean, I have my kids and I have Keith, and that's it. I guess I have Keith's family. They're my family. But it is lonely. There's people like me that don't have family or live far away from home. And that's why it's important to be part of the community. Join our Facebook group if you're not in it. Links in the description. Join other Facebook groups. Be on Instagram. Make some friends that you can talk to throughout the day in messages. Holly and I talk back and forth all day. Kind of check in. We show each other what we're eating for lunch. We tell each other what we're working on. But find someone like that you, and Sydney and I talk a lot too, and Jamie. Just find like some people that you can talk to throughout the day, and maybe they can hold you accountable if you're being lazy, you know. But social media is really important to us because this can be a very lonely job. It absolutely can. Nathan, you are funny. He says if he doesn't have clothes on, his fat sticks to the chair. Vicky's gonna be crazy. Well, Vicky, maybe you need to find like a way, like maybe you're like Sydney. Maybe you need to go work at Starbucks or on your front porch or at the park. I like being at home, but some people don't. Robert found the penguin for Nathan. Kix Karmer penguin. They are Korean manufactured plush. So maybe that dolphin I found was one of them. I will put him in the group after the show. Donna has a notebook with to-do lists. Yeah, I'm with Shelly. I kind of like being alone. And even when Keith is here, we work alone. We like work in separate rooms. We come together for social hour and dinner, and we go to the movies together and we go on date nights. But I like to be alone when I work, I guess. Vicky's off this week getting up by alarm. Yeah, that's exactly, you know, you gotta tell yourself, you gotta be your boss. And bosses aren't always nice. Yeah, if you can get up and go somewhere, swimmerization, absolutely, if that gets you motivated. And reward yourself. Go get a coffee. You know, if you don't drink coffee, go get a soda pop or whatever. Something that you enjoy. And then you can have that with you while you're working. Land Shark Pickers in the house. Hello. Welcome in. Vicky says she's terrible at making friends. Oh, well, everyone in the group is really nice and very friendly. So, just reach out to us. You can post in the group. You know, just reach out. Here's the thing, and I say this in the group a lot. It is a reselling group. We are there to learn and ask questions and help each other out. But it's also like, it's like our watercolor, and I know Justin uses that for his group, RVA's watercolor. I forget what Justin's group is called, and that makes me a bad friend and a bad mod. Sorry, Justin. But yeah, it is like a watercolor. So I do encourage people in there to talk and make friends. If you find a funny meme that's pertaining to thrifting or just something you want to share, a lot of people put hippo stuff in there all the time. But if you're having a day where you feel really lonely and you just want to reach out and talk to somebody, feel free to post that. I'm not like the teetotaler where everything has to be about resale. No, it's a social group. We're there to learn, but you know, like when you worked outside of the house, you were there to work, but didn't you have times where you and your coworkers would talk about stuff other than work or share jokes or talk about whatever TV show is popular or whatever? Starbucks has lots of stuff. They have teas. There's a pink dragon thing that Sydney's all about these days. The dragon drink. Frappuccinos. Or, if you could get like a muffin and then ice water. Hey, Grand Larceny, welcome in. All right, so let's move on to the next thing. Attainable, visible goals. Because if you aren't working towards something, you're just floundering around. If you don't have a goal that you were working towards, you're not really working towards anything, I guess. That's kind of like funny to say. But you have to be working towards something to be working towards something. So if you're just listing every day and you don't have a goal of 10 a day or 5 a day, if you don't have something you're making the money for, you need to have a goal. You need to have something you're working towards. And it can be anything in the entire world. Your situation is your situation. Wherever you're at in your reselling journey, whatever your personal life is, that's your situation. So if say you're married and your husband or wife makes enough money to pay all the bills and your profits from your business are all being put in an account to go to Disneyland or to buy a car, that's your goal. If you're like Shelly and you live by yourself and you're independent and it's to pay your bills, that's her goal. She wants to eat and she wants to pay her bills, so she's going to work towards that. Everybody's situation is different, but you got to have the goals. You got to have the goals. And you got to have more than one. So it's got to be like, I want to take X amount of pictures each day. I want to list X amount of items each day. I want to do X amount of Instagram /Facebook/Twitter a day. I want to make one video a day if you're a YouTuber. And then you got to have the overall, I made this much money last month. This month I want to aim for this much. And then if you're working towards saving up for something or paying something off, you can keep track of that as well. So you got to have, but they have to be attainable. So if you have a really big goal, you got to break it into smaller chunks. If your goals aren't attainable, you won't achieve them, and then you will feel discouraged, and nobody wants to feel discouraged, and nobody wants to feel bad about themselves. So you've got to have goals that you can reach that are attainable, but they have to be a little hard. They also can't be too easy. So they can't be so lofty that you're never going to get there, that you always just feel discouraged. But they can't be like, I'm going to list one item a day, because anybody can do that. They have to be attainable. They have to be visible. So you want to put them in a book, a bullet journal. Or some people like to have visual boards. Hey, Noelle, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. Some people like to do vision boards. So you could get like a cork board or dry erase board, and you can write your goal, or you could draw a picture of your goal. I had a girlfriend once that cut out pictures of houses she liked, and she was a freelance writer, and she would tape these pictures to this board and have every Monday, I think it was, she would check her savings and put the number, what she was at and what she was aiming for her house. And then she had all these different visuals of all these different houses she liked. If you're a crafty person, but don't spend too much time. Like, don't spend like all day long cutting out magazine pictures and creating this wonderful board and then not do any work either. But you got to have your goals visible. I like writing. I'm not like a visual person. I like writing and reading. So mine will always be, lists written out. But put them where you can see them. Work towards them. This kind of goes back into the creating the schedule and the routines. Every single day, you should have goals. Every single week, you should have goals. So your weekly goal can be broken down to chunks throughout the week. These weekly goals will add up to your monthly goal, to the quarterly goal, to the yearly goal, to your ultimate goal. You know what I mean? You got to have something to work towards. You want to be held accountable for your goals, so make sure you tell somebody other than yourself. Typically, if we don't tell somebody other than ourselves, we aren't as accountable. A very good example of that is when people quit smoking or go on a diet. If they just tell themselves they're going to quit smoking or they're going to go on a diet, they can keep smoking and keep cheating on the diet and no one is the wiser. But if they tell people they're going to quit smoking or they're going to go on a diet, now people know, and people are watching them to see if they smoke and stay on their diet, and they'll hold them accountable. So tell somebody. If you want to go in our Facebook group, the Reselling Pod, if you're not a member, link is in the description box. You guys can all feel free to start posts at any given time if you guys want to, and say these are my goals this week. I want to be held accountable, and then people can comment, and you guys can just like keep track of that together. But you want to tell somebody. You absolutely need to share your goals, because if you're just telling yourself you can sneak and cheat, no one will know. Only you will know. But yeah, vision boards are great, Sydney. Kimberly says, I was doing pretty good until I got hit hard with the fibromyalgia for battling fibro since my brain surgery. Yeah, I can't absolutely empathize with that. I'm sure that is terrible to live with. I have bad back issues and migraine headaches all the time, and it can set you back. But the beautiful part of our job is we're not going to get fired if we take too many sick days. You can take a break in the middle of the day to take a pain pill and lay down, relax. If you need to take a whole day off because you're in pain, that's fine too. Don't beat yourself up. If you are working with chronic illness or chronic pain or mental health issues, don't beat yourself up. Take a break when you need it. Your body will let you know. Your mind will let you know when you've had it. And you need to take that break and don't beat yourself up. It's too easy to get mad at yourself for things that are out of your control. If you're 100% healthy and you're laying around all day watching Oprah and playing video games, shame on you. But if you're literally living with something that is a chronic illness, whether it's mental health or pain, and you need a break, that's fine. And I always tell people, just get back on the horse. I've had to take days, half days, and days off too. It happens. Yeah, and Nathan, like, he has the situation where he takes care of his mom, so she has to come first, and that's life. Don't be too hard on yourselves. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, family is always first. Always family first. I have visions of me sleeping. I don't know any supportive people I could post. I saw someone, yeah, post in our group, because everyone in our group is pretty supportive. I will say that there are a lot of people in the group, and it's probably because of who I am and the subscribers that I attract, that do live with lots of different chronic illnesses or pains or disabilities. And those are the kind of people, and I can tell you from my own experience, it's easy to get discouraged. And people in that group really lift each other up. So if you feel like people in your life aren't supporting you and cheering you on and celebrating your successes, then by all means, post in the group. I got one more thing on this list I want to talk about. Offers. Someone said the other day that sending out offers is a waste of time. That couldn't be further from the truth. And this is going to be I'm just going to tell you how it is. It is not a waste of time. Anytime you are doing anything with your business that gives you an opportunity for a sale, whether it results in a sale or not, is not a waste of time. Because you're doing something positive. You are trying for a sale. And you are getting activity on that item. Offers are not a waste of time. Now, I did a math problem, you guys. You will be so proud of me. I wrote it out because, I'm really good with the written and the spoken word. I'm really good with English, but I'm terrible with the maths. I don't do the maths. But I did write down this math problem because I want to dispel this myth that offers are a waste of time. They are not a waste of time. Period. Number one, like I said, it's an opportunity to get a sale. Whether you get it or not, whatever. But let's say you go into your Seller Hub, your dashboard, 3 times a day. and send out the offers that are there. They have a button you push and it shows you which ones are available to send the offers on. And I'm not sure what their little arbitrary system for that is. It's how long it's been up. When was the last offer sent? Does it have an open offer on it? There's a lot of things that come into the algorithm for that. But eBay has one button you click and it shows you the items that you can send your offers out on, right? If you stay on top of it, if you do it 3 times a day, each time you do it takes less than a minute. Because it's only like a handful, maybe 6 at the most I've seen. Well, no, I saw 25 once, but I think that's because I skipped a day on a weekend when we were out yard selling. But let's say you're all caught up. You check in 3 times a day. Each time takes you less than a minute. So that's 3 minutes a day times 7 days a week. That's 21 minutes, right? So you've spent 21 minutes sending out roughly 63. See, this is the part I didn't do. 360. Because if you were sending, no, that's not right. If you sent 6, that's 18 times 7. Okay, that's 126. So you go on 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. You spent, at the end of the week, you spent 21 minutes to send out 126 offers. Even if only one of those people buys it, which more than one will, but even if only one of them bites and say it's something you make a $10 profit on, for 20 minutes of work that week, you made $10. That equates to a $30 an hour job. Now, please tell me again, how are offers a waste of time? If you're spending 20 minutes a week on them, you're going to make more than $10. You're going to. But if at the minimum only one person bites and you make that $10, you are equating, your offer that you sold, that's equating to a $30 an hour job. Do you see what I'm saying? They are not a waste of time. And I will honestly tell you that if it weren't for offers to watchers in the last couple of weeks when the summer slowdown hit us really hard and sales were really low, we wouldn't have been sending anything out. 1 to 2 a day of our sales, of our overall, when you see our package piles and I tell you how many we sold, 1 to 2 of those a day are from offers, sometimes 3 or more. Let's talk about Poshmark. You should always be sending offers on Poshmark. Those folks are trained for it. They are looking for it. There's like an unspoken agreement on Poshmark that when they like your item, they're interested, they want you to send them an offer. And those will result in sales as well. On eBay, people are still learning. This is new. The offers to watchers is basically new, so the buyers are still getting used to it. We have to get the eBay buyers used to it and train them so that they're just like the Poshmark buyers eventually. Everyone on eBay will have that unspoken agreement. If I watch your item, it's because I'm interested. I want you to send me an offer. But it will take time. This is a brand new system, and you've got, it takes time to retrain people the way they think. There's so many different reasons why they used to watch items. Other sellers would watch your items just to see what you sold it for. But now we've got to get the eBay people to the point where the Poshmark people are. Watch the item and I'll send you an offer. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up. People with disabilities need, yes, we do. We need a lot of love. Dennis says the offers has worked for him. Nathan sells from them. I think we're all a little broken in our own little ways, unfortunately. Well, we have each other though, right? Yeah, Robert, you should be sending out offers. Absolutely, if you have that many. Noelle has to be the hardhead who disagrees. I don't see how you're not getting, are you doing at least 10% off? Because I do it 3 times a day and I get 1 to 3, 4 sales a day. Period. So, I think if you can end the listing on eBay to break the offer, I'm pretty sure. But even if you only get one person buying, it's worth your time. Absolutely. Don't listen to Noelle. I mean, I have buy it now best offer as well, but that doesn't mean that they're going to take the time to send you the offer. And I know I said this, the video I did 2 weeks ago on the 10 tips to get over the summer slowdown. I did say that I send a specific message, like this is an exclusive offer just for you. And I get a lot of messages from people thanking me for that. Like, thank you for sending me this offer. So maybe they see that you have best offer on, but they're not going to take the time to send you an offer. You know what I mean? So you got to send it to them. You got to tell them, hey, this item is still here and I'll give it to you for 10% off. That's crazy. I can't, because I mean, I wake up in the morning and I do them, and I'll do the ones on eBay, and then I go over to Poshmark and start doing whoever liked my items overnight. And while I'm over on Poshmark doing those, one thing will sell on eBay that I just sent an offer out on. I think that the offers to likers does help in search. It's just like if they send you an offer, and I always recommend to you guys, never decline. Never decline. Always counter with like 10% off or a couple bucks off. Even if they're a low baller, even if they offered you $1, because that activity, that counter offer and offer back and forth, Cassini thinks that item is desirable and pushes it up in the search engine. So I think when you're sending offers out on items, it does kind of like give it a boost in the searches. Well, yeah, but Noelle, you have another job. For those of us that do this full time, it is worth our time. I don't have another job to go fall back on, so I have to do everything I can do to drum up sales, and offers to watchers absolutely works for me. I know there's other people in the group who say that they just don't see it. They just don't see anyone buying it. But I can tell you from my own personal experience, 1 to 2 sales a day, period. Bottom line, sometimes 3 or 4. We've had 6 sales this weekend on Poshmark. All were from offers. And we're sitting at like 20 on eBay right now. And I think like 8 or 9 of those were from me sending out offers. So, works for me. I don't think it's a waste of time. It comes out to $30 or more an hour. And like I said, when I check in 3 times a day, it takes me less than a minute each time because I'm staying on top of them. So I get my coffee. Like I said, I work in my pajamas part of the day. I get my coffee in the morning. I do my offers on both platforms. I share my closet. And it's all while I'm having my morning coffee. What was I going to do while I was having my morning coffee anyway? Waste my time on Facebook? You know? It takes me less time to send out offers than to fart around and check in on Facebook, honestly. Rocky Mountain Values, I'm starting a Christmas in July sale. Woo! I finally got all my Christmas items up from those 2 boxes. But that's awesome that you're doing that. Treasures by Grace works fabulous for me. Star, you had mentioned that you don't do free returns on items over £1, but in order to keep Top Rated Seller Plus, don't you have to do free returns on everything? No, it goes by item. So our first class items that have free returns on them will have Top Rated Seller Plus, and we get that extra discount on the final value fee. And then on our stuff that goes calculated priority that I don't do free returns on, that item only is Top Rated Seller, not Top Rated Seller Plus. So that item we don't get that extra discount for. But the Top Rated Seller Plus badge will show up on all your items with free returns. But not if it's not. But it's not like an overall rating. Does that make sense? Sometimes I feel like I don't make sense. Alright guys, I'm going to recap real quick the 5 things we talked about, because I know I go off on tangents and I'm all over the place. So, in order to be more productive, make more money, there are things that you can be doing with your day to manage your time, to have a more productive day. I'm totally sidetracked here. I just saw a super chat come in from Cameron Carr. First time I've caught you live, $1.99. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad you did catch me live. You should see your dancing hippo any second. That is actually my son you hear. There's your dancing hippo. That's my son that you hear tapping away on his computer. He is playing World of Warcraft with Keith and I believe Casey at the moment. Alright, so obviously there's things that you can do to boost sales and make more money, but there's also things that you can do to better manage your time and be more productive. And when you're more productive with your day, you're going to get more things done, which means more money, and you're going to free up some time at the end of the day to spend with your loved ones or with a book or whatever your guilty pleasure is. Speaking of, Shelly's going off to eat dinner and relax with a book. Speaking of. So I'm just going to recap the 5 things and then I'm going to let you guys go. I've kept you long enough. So you want to set up your auto assistant if you have a store on eBay to do your unpaid item cases for you and do your feedback for you. It will save you so much time. Know your shipping. Buy a scale and know your shipping prices before you list so you don't get any nasty surprises or costly mistakes. That's only number 2. Create schedules and routines. This is a job. Treat it like it's a job. Get up in the morning and go to work and do your schedule. Make attainable, visible goals. Take one big goal, break it into smaller chunks, have goals and to-do lists every single day. Cross things off as you go so you feel accomplished. Put your goals in front of yourself so you know what you're working for. And number 5, do your offers on eBay and Poshmark alike. You need to be sending out offers to watchers and offers to likers to drum up sales. Poshmark is pretty much expected over there that you're going to do it. eBay, it's a relatively new thing, but I think the buyers are catching on. Shelly, have a good night. I am going to package up our 25 packages. We have 6 Posh and, 27. I don't math. We have 20, I don't know. There's a bunch. I'm going to wrap up our shipping and then I am going to crawl into bed with a book as well. And a cold drink. I got some ice water here and some lemons. So thank you guys for all of you that sent me a super chat tonight. You guys, I really super appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your little dancing hippo. Everyone that joined me and spent time with me tonight, I appreciate it. Without you guys, there would be no Flipping Hippos, there would be no YouTube channel. So you guys know that I do 1000% appreciate you coming in and watching and your viewership. If you guys could hit the like button, please do so. It will help this channel out and it will help get this video out to more people who might need these tips and this help. If you're not in our Facebook group, you should be. Link to join is in the description box. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos across all social media. Until next time, you guys, have a wonderful evening. Go be productive. May the cha-chings be ever in your favor. Love you guys. Bye.